Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. This is Linda. Page 8 of the Celebration Freebie Catalog. The freebies end at the end of February 2022. Spend $50 and you get to pick a free gift out of here. And the Sunshine and Rainbows paper are overlooked a lot because they can look a little juvenile. What if you don't like rainbows? But until you have them in your hand, you might not appreciate them as much. So I'm going to show you what they look like. Now, some people said yes right away. They love bright colors and they love rainbows. And other people said, well, I don't really have anything that I do for kids or something, but I'm telling you, once you get them, you might like them like I did. Let me show you the front of them and then I'll show you the back side. So it's a nice color palette. You've got like Flirty Flamingos and Bermuda Bay, Pool Party. You've got some yellows in there, mango and saffrons and daffodil. You've got the limey apple green. And I know some of you are still saying, no, no, no. But look at this one. I actually really like this one. This one, you can actually cut them up and use them individually if you want to. Okay. This one matches the Cloud Punch that's in the mini catalog, so you can punch all of these out, which is nice. I'm going to use that on the inside of the card. And let me show you the back side. The back side is full of all these great patterns. So you've got this cute little scripty squiggle, polka dots, this small little, it's almost little arrows in here, little tiny, tiny hearts, little seafoam green and white polka dots, this apple green, great pattern, sunshine, and like a mango little, there's teeny little sunbursts in there, but it's hard to tell what they are, saffron, and like a misty moonlight blue, you could use for lots of things, Pool Party, and then this looks like a blush almost, like our Blushing Bride or something. So I took some of the more muted patterns from this one and we're going to create this card right here. So you can see it back here behind these guys and a little bit of the bolder pattern right here. Now these dies are from the annual catalog and I'm such a dummy. I bought the dies when the annual catalog came out. They're called All Squared Away and I bought just the dies. And then I thought, well, I don't really need the stamp set because I'm just going to use designer paper for these anyway. I'm not going to stamp these. And then I was like, oh, look at those cute sentiments. You are so worth celebrating. Good things grow like our friendship. The best thing about today is you. Happiest of birthdays to you. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to get the stamp set now because I really like those. And then I missed saving the 10% off on the bundle, but that's okay. You can use these without the stamp set at all. So, which is what I thought originally. So you get these are they're about 2 inches basically, 1 3/4 to 2 inches, and these are square, the square dies, and then they have the little flowers that will go on top of them on just a few of those. So you could do these in green, I suppose, and even color the flowers, but I did it in white because I really wanted a birthday card that was in February. I'm going to show you a little tip for how I line these up also. Now I cut these out in a thick Whisper White, and then I also cut out a heart. This is from the Stitch Be Mine. Instead of doing 4 squares like everybody seems to do, I really wanted to incorporate the heart in just for a little something different. Any little punched heart or any little element here would look good. Okay. I've got a Pool Party card, and then we're going to cut off 1 inch at the bottom just because I like this showing. If you don't want to do that, you could just glue this to the bottom and that'd be fine, but I kind of like having this open at the bottom. So I'm just going to cut 1 inch off. Now I cut the designer paper at 1 3/4. It needs to be just a little bit smaller so it doesn't poke out from these. And then you kind of decide which pattern you want where. I just chose these. But I'm going to change the squares around a little bit. I want a little more balance with this bold Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to move this one up here and I'm going to move this one down here so the pinks balance and the blues balance. So we're going to do that, but I'm going to stick with the same layout. So this one will go on here, this will go on here, and this one goes on here. The best way that I found to glue these on is a little bit of the green glue, and I just leave it upside down and use my little tool to hold it And you don't want a lot of glue, but I'm just gonna dot it kind of around the frame. Just kind of dot it. And then I just put the paper upside down on it. I just find it's easier to do it that way. And that way you're not having to touch too much of the glue. There's one. And I'll do these two and come right back. Okay, we're gonna let those dry a minute, and I'm gonna show you how I align these up. So you need a little piece of vellum or a piece of paper. I like vellum because you can see through it. That's 1/4 inch if that's what you want between. So you kind of figure out what you want in between each one. If it's a 1/2 inch and you want to layer them out more, or you're doing a slimline card or something, make this bigger. This is kind of my template. And I know that the top of my card is straight. It should be straight. So I am just gonna put a little tape on the ends. Now, if you really wanna be sure, then use your grid paper. Put your grid paper under your paper and then glue the vellum strip across there. But I know that that is right where it needs to be. I can slide this up and down, and this is how I do it quickly without a bunch of measuring. So I said I'm gonna move this one up here. Now, if you really wanna be perfect, you can run your 1/4 inches here, but I'm just gonna eyeball those. As long as the top is straight, you know, and these guys are not crooked, then I'll feel pretty good about it. I do like to use the green glue because I got a little wiggle time. So, and even if I kind of hurry a little bit, I can put both of these up here and still have a little wiggle time. So I can kind of see, I can kind of move them around a little and look at it. Is that nice and straight? And I'm butting it right up against that vellum. So then I pull it out and look at it. Is it straight? Yep, that looks pretty good. I put that in there. And now I'm gonna do the same thing underneath here. I'm gonna line this up here. And again, if you've got grid paper under there, you can really be sure. Line that up underneath the bottom one there, or underneath the top one, just like that. And it's just a quick and easy way to kind of make sure that they're nice and straight and even, and you got good spaces in between. All right, and if you're happy with that, then you can put your heart on the front, and then we'll put the color on, all these little color pieces. So this one is gonna come up here, a little bit of glue. All right, this little flower. Now they're not symmetrical, so you kind of have to look and see which way it fits perfectly. That's not it. Good to do that before you glue it, is figure out which way it goes. I wish they made it symmetrical, it'd be a little bit easier. This one goes up here. That one's easy to do, right there. And this one goes down here. And again, not symmetrical. You gotta figure out which way it fits the best. All right, there it is. That took a few tries. Now, this little guy right here. There. Now these 3 little flowers that cut out from this one die right here, that's the one that we didn't use. We didn't use this leaf one with the 3 little flowers. So I just cut them out in Flirty Flamingo, and you can add a little sentiment here, or you can just put the flowers on. You can even do 3 flowers and not have any sentiment if you want, right here. I did a little white embossed Love You Much, which is from the Pansy Patch. So Love You Much, and I did this happy birthday on the inside. Any little thing. I thought if you had those little word dies that we used to have, like just a little love or love you or a little something, you could just do a little word die across there too. Now this piece is kind of gonna be a little flexible. That way you can kind of plan the distance between these two. So I'm just gonna run a little bit of glue along the bottom. And the paper, if you cut it just 1/8 of an inch longer, it would fit better. But I like to leave it like this so that I can kind of eyeball where I want that to be. But you guys decide. You could also, like I said, leave the card all the way long and just glue this at the bottom, which might be easier. But you just gotta make sure this is nice and straight. But you're gonna have a little bit of color at the bottom, but then that way I can eyeball it and make sure that the distance is good. And this piece goes down here at the bottom. And I'm doing a little piece of Fleur de Flamingo across the top. And I'm not going to do any white on the inside. Right here. I'll show you the inside again. So it looks like that. We need to add some of these rhinestones. I looked around and said, what could I stick in here? You know, we have so many different embellishments, and when it came down to it, I thought, you know what? I think this is just going to be a little bit of bling, and I'm going to call it done. Right there in the center. There. So it just fits nicely in there. And then with the banner right here, see that way, the blue is repeated 3 times, and the pink is repeated 3 times, so it looks nice. It's all balanced. And then my cloud punches on the inside. One from the designer paper and one just on white paper stamped in the Bermuda Bay ink, and another little flower and some rhinestones. And there it is. I love it. And the person that this goes to, she is happy all the time, so this card is just perfect for her. She's just bright and cheery. So all in all, I like these. I think these are going to be fun to work with. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.